Hello! So I very randomly have areas of my kitchen with just massive gaps. So it's sections of the cabinets where they haven't actually finished off adding all the pieces underneath. So in this video, I will be closing the gaps. I am going to take some chipboard, cut that out, and then paint it and attach it somehow, I think with little brackets and screws to the existing cabinets to close them all off. If you want to see how I go actually finishing my kitchen cabinets and therefore finishing my kitchen, then stick around. So for some reason, there are two sections of the kitchen where there are just random gaps in the cabinets. So you've kind of got all cabinets along here, gap, cabinet, huge gap. So this is the second gap in the kitchen, and it just makes it look really messy and unfinished because it is unfinished, and this piece of wood, or this edge of wood, is also raw. So I'm going to measure up these couple of spaces, cut out the pieces of wood from the offcuts I have from another project, paint them with some white paint, and then get them installed. Okay, so we just cut those couple of pieces for the gaps in my kitchen cabinets with the electric saw. So now I am going to check that they fit those little gaps properly. Okay, bought these to shave down the wood a little bit. So I will see how much needs shaving. Okay, let's check the first. Oh, one. I'm actually just gonna shave off the tiniest bit because it's not sitting flat on that back piece of stone. Okay, let's check it again. Perfect. Time to check this back one, which is a bit more intricate. Oh. That is tight. Okay. No. Okay, so that's here. Okay, it took maybe 4 or 5 goes coming back and forth. So let's see if this is, if this is it. That is perfect. So yeah, I guess I'm just gonna fill in the little bits here. It's kind of annoying that this piece of existing wood coming off of this cabinet is angled, so I'm not quite sure what to do about that. So I'm just using the same wood filler that I used on my armchair to fill over the screws, so it's literally completely full. So I'm just gonna do the same thing I did. Get my finger and fill in the holes. Those few cracks have been filled. I'm gonna leave them to dry overnight and then add on my white aqua enamel paint. Okay, so I'm just gonna tape up around this edge piece before I do my first coat of aqua enamel on this little piece here. All right, and this edge piece is ready for its first coat. And I've got my 2 pieces of wood ready to go as well. One's propped up on an empty cookie container and one on the top of a milk bottle cap. I'm just going to be using my aqua enamel in vivid white because I think that will be the best match. Okay, and that's the first coat on the edge piece done. Now that those couple of coats are finished, I am just gonna wrap up my paintbrush because I'm coming back in 2 hours to do the second coat. So wrapping it in some foil keeps it nice and wet and doesn't dry the brush out. Also means I don't have to wash it yet. That is the first coat on both of my wooden pieces all done. Time for coat 2. And those are my second coats all done. I'm gonna leave these to dry overnight and take off the tape of that little exposed kitchen section that I painted.
Oh, it is tight.
Yeah, it's super tight.
Now, what's the distance? It's to there.
Guys, I made it tight. Push, push, push. Let's go. Okay, so just to give you a quick run through of what we did. So basically, he just attached one of the brackets here and then put one screw into the piece and then did that on the floor and then put the piece in, positioned it and screwed it in to the existing cabinet. Dad also brought some short screws. So the ones that came with the set of 4 brackets were quite long. So they were maybe 3 centimeters long, and my dad made the point that that means it would be too thick and it would go up and could potentially pop out in the open sections of cupboard. So we used shorter screws just to make sure that that didn't happen. And then we repeated the same process for the larger piece, so adding a bracket to the left and right sides, even though it's pretty snug in terms of fit in this spot. So it wasn't really moving anyway. We probably could have used 1 bracket, but used the 2 just in case. So added the 2 brackets and then again positioned the piece. This was already here, so that was not from screwing it. Dad added a screw on the left and then a screw on the right, again making sure it didn't go through into the cabinet above, so there's no issue there. And now my 2 pieces are all complete. The color is slightly different, but you wouldn't notice it, I don't think, if you weren't looking for it. So super happy that those huge gaps are now closed. Okay, and my open cabinets are now closed cabinets. See you in the next video.